Today, Red Pill Philosophy will tell us that a video game doesn't match reality. Oh wow, that sounds really stupid.
He is coming. Cover your butt.
Alright, let's get the heavy lifting out of the way. Video games are not the same as reality. We have reached a point in time where we need to explain to people that there is a difference between reality and computer screens. Oh, maybe Jack Thompson was right. Anyway, there are a couple of key differences between computer-generated worlds and the real world. Most of these differences come from the limitations of computer processing. Computers have limited memory and can only hold onto so much information at once. Computer worlds are also not constructed in the same way that the real world is constructed. While to many of us these differences seem obvious, Red Pill Philosophy sees things differently.
Let me come back to something here. They're using satellite imagery, right? This is how they've created this globe model, alleged globe model in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. They're using satellite images. They're using Bing Maps. Bing Maps. So I couldn't find too much information on how Bing Maps is constructed and all their satellite images, how it's all put together to create a sphere. But I was able to find some information on how Google Earth takes satellite images and turns it into a globe model. So let's watch, right out of one of Google's programmers themselves, how does Google Earth take satellite images and make a giant ball. Let's watch.
So how do we build Google Earth? The way it starts is we look at places that we want to collect in imagery, and then we collect it through a variety of different ways. One is satellites, and satellites give you the global views, and that's all 2D imagery that's wrapped around the globe. When you get closer to the ground, we have 3D data that we collect from planes.
Yes, you heard right, planes. I'd always assumed that every overhead photo of the Earth I'd ever seen was taken by a satellite. But I learned creating 3D imagery requires special conditions, so Google flies planes, or as I now like to think of them, street view cars with wings.
Okay, so let's go back, because it's very doublespeak-ish.
I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm pretty sure Red Pill doesn't know what doublespeak means. Some of you might be confused as to what the problem is with this explanation of how 3D models work. Yes, Microsoft takes 2D images and wraps them around a 3D model. This is how game textures work. There is nothing mind-blowing about this discovery. Look up any Blender texturing tutorial and you will find that wrapping a 2D image around a 3D model is common practice. I don't know how else you expect Microsoft to texture a 3D model.
And satellites give you the global views, and that's all 2D imagery that's wrapped around the globe.
If the satellite is giving you global images, why do you then have to take those images and wrap them around the globe? He also mentions that these are 2D images. So you're taking a flat image and then you're wrapping it around a 3D sphere? So are these original images from the satellites, are they actual high enough to show any curvature?
Because the images are 2D. Do you not understand what an image is? Any image, regardless of what is being shown on the image, is still a 2D object. If you take a picture of a ball, that picture isn't going to magically print out in 3D. This isn't a misunderstanding of how graphics are textured. This is a complete misunderstanding of how reality works. Next, Red Pill will become very confused on how games render graphics.
Fly. Like when you ask the sim, hey, go generate this particular zone, then it can generate the stuff that's needed here without needing to store it.
And you said how many miles of visibility?
So that was really for the sky that we gave a number of 600 kilometers.
Just for the clouds?
But then really for the Earth?
For the ground?
So they say 600 kilometers for the sky, for the clouds, visibility. And now they're going to talk about the ground. But what about the ground itself? And this is what he says. Of course, it's what he says.
Just for the clouds?
But then really for the Earth?
For the ground itself, I don't know.
For the Earth, actually, it's up to the horizon. If you take a point in space, you have... For the Earth, actually, it's up to the horizon.
So wait, the visibility for the Earth, how far the game draws a distance for the visibility of the Earth itself, he says it's, oh, well, it's to the horizon. Well, of course it's to the horizon.
In the clip that Red Pill shows, the developer is talking about how far the render distance is. Just like texturing 3D models, Red Pill doesn't seem to understand how graphics are rendered. How much is rendered at once is based on the processing power of the computer running the game. This has been true since the beginning. Early video games were limited with how much they could show at once, just like current games. The biggest difference, of course, is that current computing power allows for more to be displayed on screen than before. What happens here is that Red Pill confuses how much is rendered with the distance to the horizon. Red Pill seems to think that Microsoft Flight Simulator is limiting the render distance because I actually don't know what he thinks. Red Pill just seems to laugh at the idea that a video game has a render distance. Just so everyone is aware, the clips that I used are from an hour-long video. In this whole video, Red Pill just seems confused as to how video games work, and then somehow thinks this proves the Earth is flat. I guess by this logic, No Man's Sky proves that planets are round, but Minecraft has a square moon. I might have to do some high-level research to make sure Red Pill isn't onto something. I want to take a quick second to thank all my wonderful patrons. I know it has been a very difficult last couple of months for you all who have been so gracious and still supporting me, even though my video output has taken a bit of a nosedive. I have finished my 12th semester of undergrad and I'm hoping to start grad school in about another 6 months, so all of, I don't know, your support kind of helped us go through paying for tests and stuff to be able to apply for grad school, so I am very thankful for all of your support and continuing to support me. So thank you Penny, Evan, Hayden, Luke, Henrik, Ugly German Truths, Dorakun, Bjorn, Kenneth, Monkey Sage, and Microbloganism. Thank you again for all your wonderful support. Enjoy some royalty-free music and a cute picture of Hobbs.